What would you do if you met someone who could change your life forever, but you didn't even know it? Imagine a busy street, filled with people rushing to their destinations, too preoccupied to notice the stories unfolding around them. Among the crowd walks a man, lost in his thoughts, none other than Elon Musk. Just a few steps away, a young homeless boy sits quietly on the sidewalk, holding a small handwritten sign that reads, "Dreaming of changing the world." Their worlds couldn't be more different, but fate has other plans. What happens next is a story of kindness, inspiration, and transformation. A moment that proves even the smallest gesture can ignite a spark that changes everything. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will leave you speechless. Alex sat quietly near the gates of Tesla HQ, a 12-year-old boy with a worn-out backpack slung over his shoulder and eyes filled with quiet hope. His clothes were tattered, his sneakers barely holding together, but none of that could dim the spark of determination within him. Alex's story was one of hardship. His family had lost everything just a year ago. Forced onto the streets, he'd learned to survive with nothing but his dreams and a heart full of kindness. Despite his struggles, Alex held on to his passion for technology, spending his days imagining inventions that could change the world. At the same time, Elon Musk walked briskly down the busy street, his expression focused, his mind racing with ideas and responsibilities. He looked tired, his usual energy subdued as he tried to avoid drawing attention from the bustling crowd. Unbeknownst to either of them, their paths were about to cross. Two very different lives, connected by a single moment of kindness, were on a collision course that would change everything in the most unexpected way. Elon Musk walked past the bustling street, his head slightly bowed, lost in thought. He looked tired, his shoulders heavy with the weight of countless responsibilities. To Alex, sitting a few steps away, he was just another person in need of a little kindness. The boy watched Elon for a moment, noticing his distracted and weary expression. Without a second thought, Alex reached into his worn backpack and pulled out a neatly wrapped sandwich, the last bit of food he had for the day. With quiet determination, Alex stood up and approached Elon. His voice was gentle but sincere as he said, "You look like you've had a long day. Take this. It's all I have, but you need it more than me." Elon stopped in his tracks, startled by the boy's words. He turned to see Alex, standing there with outstretched hands, offering him the sandwich. For a moment, Elon didn't know what to say. His face softened as he realized the weight of the boy's gesture. Taking the sandwich with a quiet, "Thank you," Elon gave Alex a long, thoughtful look. The two shared a brief moment of silence, one filled with unspoken gratitude and admiration. Little did Alex know, this simple act of kindness, one that came from his heart, would set into motion a chain of events that would change his life forever. Elon, intrigued by the boy's unexpected gesture, did something he rarely did. He sat down on the curb beside him. It was a simple act, but one that broke his usual routine and brought him face to face with an unfamiliar world. He looked at Alex, sandwich still in hand, and asked, "Why did you give me your last meal?" Alex, unfazed by the question, shrugged slightly and replied, "Because I know what it's like to have nothing, and maybe this can help you." His words carried a wisdom far beyond his years, spoken with a sincerity that caught Elon off guard. Curious, Elon leaned in and asked, "What's your story?" Alex hesitated for a moment before opening up about his family's struggles, how they'd lost everything and ended up on the streets. But then his eyes lit up as he began to talk about his dreams. "I want to be a tech innovator someday," he said with quiet determination. "I want to build things that can help people like my family, so no one has to go through what we did." Elon's interest deepened. "If you could build anything to help others, what would it be?" he asked. Alex paused, thinking carefully, then began describing ideas that were both simple and brilliant. A portable shelter for the homeless, a device to purify water, and even a system to make energy affordable for everyone. As Alex spoke, Elon couldn't help but notice the boy's natural creativity and problem-solving skills. His answers weren't just thoughtful, they were full of potential. Elon's mind raced with possibilities as he listened, realizing there was more to this boy than met the eye. And then, the voiceover teases, Elon asked a question that would reveal everything. Elon looked at Alex thoughtfully, a faint smile playing on his lips. After a moment of silence, he asked, "Do you know who I am?" Alex shook his head, his expression innocent and unbothered. "No," he said with a small shrug. "Just someone who needed help." Elon chuckled softly, impressed by the boy's simplicity and humility. He leaned in slightly and said, "I'm Elon Musk." The words hung in the air for a moment, and Alex blinked in confusion, not immediately grasping their significance. Elon continued, his tone both kind and serious. "And I think the world needs people like you. People who dream big and think about others, even when they don't have much themselves." Alex's eyes widened as realization slowly dawned on him. He stared at Elon, his mind racing. "You mean, you're the Elon Musk? The Tesla guy? SpaceX question mark?" Elon nodded, his smile growing. Alex sat frozen, trying to process the fact that the man he'd just offered his last sandwich to was one of the most influential people in the world. Voiceover builds suspense. But Elon Musk wasn't just impressed by Alex's kindness and dreams. He had a plan that would change Alex's life forever. Elon reached into his pocket and pulled out his phone, dialing quickly. Alex watched in stunned silence as Elon spoke with authority. "I need you to set something up," Elon said to his assistant on the other end of the line. "This kid needs to be at Tesla HQ tomorrow morning. Let's show him what's possible." Alex's jaw dropped, his eyes wide with disbelief. "Me? At Tesla?" he stammered, barely able to form the words. Elon turned to him, his expression kind but serious. "Your kindness is a rare thing, Alex. It's the kind of thing that makes the world better. Let's make sure it leads to something extraordinary." Alex couldn't speak. The man he had just given his last sandwich to was now offering him something he'd only dreamed of, a chance to see the world of innovation up close and personal. But this wasn't just about a visit. Elon's words carried a promise of mentorship and an offer to sponsor Alex's education. Voiceover builds suspense. And so, Alex's world began to change. But what he saw the next day was beyond anything he had ever dreamed. The next morning, Alex stood nervously at the gates of Tesla HQ, clutching his worn backpack. The massive building towered over him, its sleek design a symbol of the innovation happening inside. Before he could gather his thoughts, the doors opened, and Elon Musk himself walked out to greet him. "Good to see you, Alex," Elon said with a smile. "Come on in, I've got something to show you." As they walked through the facility, Alex's eyes widened with awe. Rows of futuristic robots whirred and clicked, assembling cutting-edge electric cars with precision. Engineers worked intently at their stations, surrounded by screens displaying complex designs and data. Everything felt like a glimpse into the future, a world Alex had only ever imagined. Elon stopped by one of the workstations and encouraged Alex to ask questions. Tentatively at first, Alex began asking about the technology, the processes, and the ideas behind the designs. His curiosity quickly took over, and soon the engineers were smiling, impressed by his thoughtful and insightful questions. "You've got a sharp mind, Alex," Elon said, placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "We'll make sure you get the education and tools you need to turn your dreams into reality." Overwhelmed by the kindness and opportunity, Alex felt tears welling up in his eyes. He looked up at Elon and whispered, "Thank you. I never thought something like this could happen to me." Voiceover builds an emotional connection. In that moment, Alex realized his life had changed forever. From the streets to Tesla HQ, his journey was proof that even the smallest act of kindness can lead to something extraordinary. As the story came full circle, Alex sat quietly, reflecting on the incredible journey that had unfolded. His voice, steady but filled with emotion, carried the weight of his experience. "That one act of kindness," he said, "led to opportunities I could never imagine. It taught me that even when you have nothing, you can still give something. And sometimes, that's enough to change everything." The screen faded into a montage of Alex's new life. Shots of him sitting in a classroom, deeply focused, followed by moments of him tinkering with circuits and sketching innovative designs. His passion for technology now had the tools to thrive, and he was unstoppable. The final clip showed Alex standing in a workshop, holding a prototype of an invention designed to help the homeless, fulfilling the dream he once shared with Elon on the curb. Voiceover, inspiring and heartfelt, concluded the story. One small act of kindness opened the door to a world of possibilities. Alex's journey is a reminder that even the simplest gestures can lead to extraordinary outcomes. As the screen faded to black, the words, "Kindness changes lives," appeared, leaving a lasting impression on the audience. As the story draws to a close, the screen fades to a serene image of Alex walking confidently into a bright future. The voiceover delivers a powerful message, resonating with the audience. Kindness doesn't require wealth, only a willingness to care. One small gesture, one moment of selflessness can create ripples that change lives. Imagine what the world could be if we all shared just a little more kindness. The screen transitions to a simple yet impactful quote from Elon Musk, displayed against a soft, glowing background. "Great things start with small acts." The music swells gently as the words linger, inspiring viewers to reflect on their own potential to make a difference, no matter how small. The screen fades to black, leaving the audience with a renewed sense of hope and purpose.